to our video. This is the Praetor Anubis. This is the Temple of Limitless Light, and this is a video on the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Hexagram. Just as we have a banishing ritual of the pentagram that smooths and cleans out the earth energies around us, when we start working with the planetary forces, we need a daily practice that we can stack with the pentagram ritual to clean and mollify and quiet those planetary energies that may be around us, those karmic forces that are affecting our lives. If you, for instance, are someone who feels that Mercury in retrograde is detrimental, this would be a very good ritual for you. Normally it's practiced first the Kabbalistic cross, then the Lesser Banishing Ritual, and then the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the Hexagram, together as a daily practice in the morning, and as a preliminary to create sacred space before other rituals. Now, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Hexagram is a kind of an odd ritual. When we practice the pentagram rituals, it seems, and maybe I've been doing it for so long, the pentagram rituals make a lot more sense. They seem like it's like, okay, I'm going to the four directions, I'm banishing, calling up these archangelic forces, protecting me. Okay, good. I can kind of get what's happening there. Hexagram ritual is a little bit strange, but it's quite elegant. What it's representing is the life, death, and rebirth of the sun throughout, for instance, really throughout the year, as represented in one fluid motion. So when you get up and you do this ritual, what you're representing is how your ego is being reborn. When you're doing the pentagram rituals, you're standing on the earth between the four directions and the four elements, in the center of your universe, everything's fine. When you're doing the hexagram ritual, you are the sun going through its process of being reborn. When you go to the east in the pentagram rituals, it's air. It's the sunrise, right? The sun is rising, we're awakening, our intellect's waking up. And, we follow the sun through the day. The south, heat, it's at noontime. West, sun's going down, it's cooling off. North, the earth energies, it's the sun's farther away on the other side of the planet, earth energy. Pentagram is a day. Hexagram ritual is a year. So when we go to the east for the hexagram ritual, we're invoking fire because we're following the path of the sun. In the spring, at the spring equinox, an even day, even amount of light and darkness, sun is moving into Aries, cardinal fire. So we invoke fire. Now, I personally go counterclockwise. So that's how I'm going to demonstrate this ritual, because after the spring equinox, the next is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, where the sun is moving into Cancer, water element, fire, water. So the sun's moved as far north as it can. The days have gotten as long as they can. And then the sun starts moving, rising in the east and setting in the west, back to the middle again. The fall equinox, another equal day. Sun is moving into Libra, makes perfect sense, right? Air energy. And then it keeps moving further and further south, moving into Capricorn, this earth energy, which is the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year and the longest night. So you've got the longest day, longest night, two equal in the middle. And that's how you're creating your circle versus sun moving through the day. So it's a very elegant ritual. And, those four directions are also represented, of course, by the four aces, the four elements that will come up over and over again. So let me stand up. Hopefully. On the cross behind me, the white points actually have INRI and the symbols for Virgo, Scorpio, and Soul on them. That's part of the overall process. So the way, and I'll walk through it once and then demonstrate it. We do RNRI, representing the four spokes. In the Golden Dawn tradition, it is Igni, Natura, Renovator, Integra. By fire, nature rejuvenates itself. But also, Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. I don't know. I like the Latin one with the by fire, nature regenerates itself. So we go RNRI, we draw them, the letters in front of us. The yod is like the drop, noon, like drop, line, foot, resh, yod, noon, resh, yod. Virgo, Isis, mighty mother. Scorpio, Apophis, the destroyer. Osiris, slain and risen. Isis, Apophis, Osiris. Iao. Iao is a mantra. It's a Gnostic deity representing the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Isis, the great mother, greatest magician that ever was, the power of nature, power of giving life. Life is corrupted, may be destroyed by encountering with the world, with Apophis, the giant snake of chaos that's trying to destroy the sun. Osiris is the dying god, god of vegetation and nature, dies and is resurrected. Iao is a deity composed of those three deities, those three gods. Iao. So we're representing the death and rebirth of the ego. So then we act out the process. Death of Osiris, the mourning of Isis, Apophis triumphant, Osiris, reborn and resurrected, LVX, Lux, the light of the cross, let the divine light descend. We're acting out the process of that rebirth and spelling it out, LVX, light. 4 transforms into 3, the light of the cross, which some people have a problem with. That's okay. You don't have to say any part of it, but it's good to sit with that. Then we draw the banishing hexagrams. And I have a little illustration I'll share with you real quick. It may seem like the banishing hexagrams are a little abstract. Well, okay, they kind of are. The Golden Dawn, they had hexagrams, and here a hexagram is 2 triangles overlaid on each other so that they, in a sense, have 6 points, and for all the planets. The banishing ritual, the hexagram, only uses the banishing form of Saturn. Some people like to use the unicursal hexagram of Saturn as banishing, and that's really brilliant. I think that works great. I like to use these 4 forms because I'm going to use them later in the greater ritual and then other hexagram rituals that we have that are even more advanced. So there's a continuity between them. So when we go to the east and we do fire, it's 2 triangles that are pointing. Now, fire, it's represented by wands in the Teret. You can see that. So if you think about the mnemonic it looks sort of like a wand, 2 points upward. So you go to the east, you draw kind of a wand shape, and then the rule is banish counterclockwise, right? So it's think about that. I'm going to draw two triangles. Usually I'm going to start at the top, and then we empower it with, we're using the invoking spiral, and we vibrate Aura Rita. Aura Rita is a very powerful magical word. It's an otarchon. It's from a Jewish prayer. Hopefully I can get this right. Ashad, Roach, Ishado, Roach, Oxdoto. I can't tell you. Ashad, and I did actually practice this. Ashad, Roach, Ichado, Oxdoto, Tumarato, Ashad. One is the beginning of its unity, the beginning of its uniqueness. Its permutation is one. Anyway, it's in the document. The idea is this is a magical, powerful magic word of 7 letters. So it falls into the planetary energies that represents unity, the absolute unity of being, which is the ultimate vision that brings us closer to enlightenment. A powerful magic word that you should own. So then we go to the north in my system, going counterclockwise. And the symbol that we draw looks like a cup, like on the Ace of Cups in the tarot. It's a cup, like you would grab it right in the middle. And so you draw the bottom triangle, the top triangle, Aura Rita, and empower that, banishing away those energies. And then you go to the west, and the weapon or tool for air is the sword or dagger. Like in the tarot. And so there's 2 triangles, one on top of the other, sort of like if you were to grab the water triangle on the bottom, it's the mnemonics. I help you to remember, because it's a little strange. You draw that one, Aura Rita, empower it. And then you move to the south. Oh, here it is written out. And you draw what we would normally think about as a hexagram, and represented like by the dish or the coin, the earth element, the pentacle. Aura Rita. Empower the symbol. Then you would normally return to the center and repeat the analysis of the keyword. You can do the whole beginning bit again. But I think what I like to do, LBX, Lux. Igne natura renovator integra. By fire, nature rejuvenates itself. Eta acus dula dura lam. Amen. So that would be the process. And let me perform it. I'll show you how. This is a very quick ritual. So I would come into the temple, or whatever space you have available, perform the Lesser Banishing Ritual with pentagram, and then Eto Malkut Vegatula Vegavura Leolam. Amen. INRI Yud Nun, Resh, Yud. Virgo, Isis, Mighty Mother. Scorpio, Apophis, the Destroyer. Soul, Osiris, slain and risen. Osiris, slain. The morning of Isis. Apophis, triumphant. Osiris, reborn and resurrected. Light of the cross. LBX, Lux, let the divine light descend. Ararita. 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 LBX, Lux, Igne Natura Renovator Integra. By fire, nature rejuvenates itself. Eta Naku Vidula Vigora Olam. Amen. And the simple ritual representing the rebirth of the self, the rebirth of the ego. Because when the ego dies, it just comes back over and over again, but hopefully in a more flexible, more awake, more enlightened form. And when you have practices long enough, you find that your ego is far more flexible and tame, and that the karmic forces that you might have come into this life with are cooperating with you a lot more. Thank you very much for watching the video, and the documents are available on the site.